It was a no-brainer. It's from a video game, looks like fun, has extra moving parts that you don't need, folding things, and I can hang it from the ceiling. Sounds like a toy that's right up my alley. Hey toy fans, so I'm here with another toy review. Now, I know that this toy has been reviewed many a times, but I finally got a hold of one. I finally broke and had to buy one. I started trying to get into Fortnite and playing it. Some of my students said that I should, and so I started building an account and started learning how to build and harvest. So I'm kind of there, but I'm not really in play mode yet. But some of the toys by Jazwares are amazing. And I already have Triggerfish and I have Abstract. And I was like, you know what? I need to check out some of these toys. So, couldn't delay, couldn't turn it up. Been eyeing this forever. I'm going to be reviewing the Fortnite Choppa. And this was one of the vehicles that came out, I believe, in the Season 2 pass. But then it's so far been taken down for another vehicle that's out there now. It comes with Blaze, and it comes with the, looks like the legendary weapon up there. So I'm kind of excited to get into this one and really see how this works and how it plays and how it looks and how it feels. Yes. For those not familiar with the channel, if you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell down for notification and comment down below. I like comment back to you. Be sure to hit that like button so that way you can let YouTube know that you like what I'm making and it helps me out in the long run. So what do you say? Let's get into it. Alright, toy fans, and of course this is the Fortnite Choppa right here. It comes with Blaze with that legendary rifle up there. It says it fits up to 7 4-inch figures, which is pretty cool because in the game I think you can only fit 5, or at least that's what my friends are telling me as I'm trying to get into it. And of course also other reviewers like McDowell is letting us know that this already is a better vehicle than what's in the game. Now this says it's over 17 inches, so it's going to be a huge piece. It has 1 4-inch figure, 1 Choppa vehicle, 1 weapon, and an instruction manual. And it says it requires 2 of the LR44s. Luckily for me, I have... Oh man, are you kidding me? I got 1. I'm about to dig up another one here pretty soon. Yikes. Yeah, those little watch batteries, that's what we got to put in for the lights. And I believe it's just lights for this. Now, the front of the box, of course, has this nice open window where we can see the front of the Choppa. We get to see Blaze in all of her glory along with that legendary rifle. And we get to see some cloud and also like almost like clouds and like water down below. That's kind of a environment inside there. We get this nice blue against the kind of the orange of the box and the orange of the helicopter that makes everything kind of stand out, and a nice computer rendering of Blaze down there. Now, let's head to the back. Now on the back we get a lot of the same thing. We get, of course, the picture here of Blaze and some other people within the chopper. We can see the chopper being flown, Blaze, you know, holding her fist out. Of course, probably wanting to do something else, but, you know, not. We get that nice computer image of Blaze here, and Blaze says, "Fill the world with flames." We also get some cross-sell art of other things that are available, like the RC, the Baller, the Bombs Away Glider, the Battle Bus, the transforming drift board, and then of course the RC ATK Stinger Wrap. I haven't seen either one of these. I have come across the Battle Bus, it's pretty cool, and the Bombs Away. It was one of the things I actually was looking at and decided not to get. On the top, we do get a little bit of the repeat of Blaze and the orange. And of course on the bottom we get a lot of legal jargon and then that UPC. Now that's the box, and the box isn't going to tell us anything else about this. We're going to get this one out and get to playing. Now straight out of the box, of course, we get our helicopter here. We get the tail fin portion. That's a pretty cool looking tail fin. Oh wow, even went as far as to make sure that this thing would spin. That's going to be hard to get your finger in there, but that does actually turn. You get, of course, your legendary rifle, and you get Blaze here. Along with that, you get an instruction sheet for the Choppa. Talks about all the contents and how to connect everything, including the tail and how to position the rotors. cockpit access, fits up to 7 figures, and where to put those batteries, on-off switch, etc. I don't know. This is looking pretty cool so far. I don't know. Let's snap it together in epic pose, just like the Epic Games version of Blaze and the Choppa, and let's see what it's going to look like. Wow. This thing so far is beautifully cool. And, you know, it's one of those that the Choppa really is the big selling point here. But let's go ahead and take a look at Blaze first, because she really, you know, so far out of her articulation, she's got some beautiful stuff going on here. Now, she is one of the 28 point of articulated figures from the 4-inch figure line. She, of course, has the swivel and hinged ball jointed neck, the ball jointed torso here. There's no waist cut. Now, my trigger fish has a cut waist that turns, but she does not. She's actually not set up with one. Of course, a ball hinged shoulders, ball hinged elbows, ball hinged wrist that allows her to turn her wrist in. Some ball jointed thighs. You got the thigh cut, double hinged knees, and those ball hinged feet as well with the swivel. These figures on a 4-inch level are amazing, and they fit really well, kind of with the look of the G.I. Joes. Like I could imagine this with the Joes, and it working out so flipping well. Each figure, of course, comes with that hole in the back, so that way you can plug them into either their back bling or plug them into one of the seats here. Of course, provided all the seats have pegs on them. And then, of course, each figure has holes on the feet, so you can also plug them into any stems on platforms. Now, let's take a look at this helicopter, because this, I think, is the big selling point. Now, the helicopter's got some really interesting things going on. And first off, I want to start really with that cockpit. Now, the cockpit itself, like inside, seems kind of simple, but you've got kind of a button readout over here. You've got some gauges over here. But what I love is they've got the actual like lift here, and then the actual joystick to move your helicopter around right here. The fact that they've got these two separated tells you that they are really paying attention to what's going on with that game. On top of that, you get a folding seat. So if you want to fold that seat down and away, you could. Fold it back up. That way Blaze can sit in there and our canopy snaps shut. And I like the fact that there's a lot of room in here to really see what's going on. Now, looking in the back, these seats here don't fold forward, but these will fold up. So if you want to put a loot crate in there, you could. And if you want to hold them into place, those fold up as well. Pretty cool. And I believe, I was looking to see if these were removable. They are removable. If you want, you can maybe snap them off. I guess you could. It would take a little bit of work, but if you wanted to snap these off, you could snap those off if you didn't want to have these plates on each side. Let's put that one back on. Okay. Also with that, you have the rotor here, and with the rotor, you can rotate these back into place, so you can lock them back so they are out of the way, which is a nice sort of thing. But one thing to note is once you snap this tail in, it's not coming out. On the tail rotor here, the stabilizing rotor, these do kind of spin in place, though it's hard to get your finger in there, so you're not really going to be spinning that too much. Most of the spinning, I think, is going to come from up here. And I got to tell you, so far, with this, oh, hit my light here. They spin really well. They're nice. Be careful about catching on something because it'll knock the wind out of it and cause it to bend on itself. Got some nice engine looking stuff up here. Then we get our on and off switch for the batteries. Now, I don't have batteries on mine because the batteries you plug in right there. And it takes 2 of those L44s. Now, how this would work is if you were to switch on the light, and you see those 2 engines in the back, if you were to press this, those pop off to the side and they light up red to signal that you've got a boost to make this thing fly even faster, which is pretty cool. Done, snap them back into place. So all in all, I absolutely love this thing. I think that it really looks cool, it really looks the part, and I haven't had a helicopter toy that I've really enjoyed a lot in a long time. The fact that the seats move up and down and open up space is a really nice nod to how useful and utilized helicopters can be. I even like the tail design, and the overall design of the whole thing looks a lot like a fish, which is really cool. I like the rotors, being able to lock back into place. I think it makes it easier to carry it with you, so that way you don't have like such a long toy that you, well, let me rephrase that, such a wide toy that you have to have, whereas instead you can just make it a long toy. And even though some people don't agree with that tail locking into place, I think it's fine. I'm not quite sure about the battery usage. I think that the LR44s are kind of hard to come by, but as soon as I get mine, I get it in, my tune will probably change. I do see a few stickers on there that, I'm concerned might come off over time, but as long as I'm holding on to them and I'm keeping it nice and clean and I'm treating it well, I think it'll be an okay toy. I like, of course, the platforms folding up on itself. I like that the cockpit opens all the way out. I like that they have the two handles for controlling the cockpit, but I will go ahead and say, a couple of areas of concern. There's not a lot of foot room for the pilot, and it's really tough in this and that, thinking that Blaze is kind of like shoved in there and it's hard to get her into place and to get her hands onto the copter controls in order for her to really fly this. The foot panels from the sides of the helicopter into the helicopter seem a little short, which makes it kind of weird where you kind of squish your fingers to get in there. And of course on the other side we've got Abstract, kind of shoved into place, but she is leaned back very hard in order to fit in that seat. So inside it does feel a little compact, but still roomy enough where we can fit enough figures. All in all, I think that this is a cool helicopter and I think it's worth it. It does come in at $30, and this was something that was with Target before. Now you can find it on Amazon, usually about $30. Though recently it had spiked up to $35, and now it's back down to about $29.99 or $30. Now is a good time to get it if you haven't gotten one of these and you want a really good helicopter to play with. Now, if you're going out looking for this, Amazon's a good place to go. You might try Target, but it's going to be a little bit iffy at this point, considering it's an older toy from the previous year, and Jazwares pushes out their Fortnite stuff very quickly. So, if you're going out looking for this helicopter, good luck with the toy hunt. This episode of Teddy Ray Gun was sponsored by Marvin Dog Media. To learn more about Marvin Dog Media, visit www.marvindogmedia.com. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below to let YouTube know that you like what I'm making. And be sure to hit that bell notification so you get updates to future content.